Welcome back to Knockhill after Bennetts British Superbike Race 2 here in Scotland. A hard-fought podium again for you today, Rory. You'd led for so much of the race. What was your emotions going through the race? And there were some quite hard moves between you and your teammate Lee in the last few laps. So can you talk us through that as well, please?
Yeah, well, the race started off really well. Getting to the front of the group just toward the very beginning was great. Just started trying to push hard, break a gap, and I think I broke the lap record on the first flying lap. So, yeah, from then kind of got a decent gap, and I was managing it to the group behind, and then the safety car came out, and it just kind of ruined my rhythm a little bit. I started riding a bit tighter, and from there on, I struggled to keep the pace that I had before, and my arm pump issue kind of came back, and it really tightened up. So for the last 8 laps, it was just like grit my teeth and get on with it, and try and defend and fight back as much as I possibly can. But it was a shame not to have anything left to give Lee and Jason at the end. But it's another podium. It's great for Cheshire Moldon's FS3 Kawasaki to have 2 bikes in the podium here at Knockhill. So yeah, I'm looking forward to the race this afternoon. We'll regroup, go again, and see what happens.
Taking second place in the second race of the weekend here at Knockhill, the first double podium finish for the Cheshire Moldon's FS3 Racing Kawasaki team since being in the Bennetts British Superbike Championship. Lee, you were fourth in that group for quite a long time, and towards the end of the race you seemed to be able to come back, pull in some momentum, and then put some quite hard moves on your teammate Rory. Can you talk us through it, please?
Yeah, the race was an outstanding pace. I was sat in the group in fourth. I didn't quite probably have the out-and-out pace to match the leading 2 at the time, but I just sat there biding my time, and about mid-race I started to feel really good. The bike was coming back to me, and I could see the guys in front just having a few little slides, and I wasn't quite getting too worried at that point. I had +0 on the board, so I was just managing that and just making sure no one could attack from behind. But towards the end of the race, obviously, as Jason went through, I kind of made my attack to go through with Jason, and it kind of worked out. Obviously, me and Rory battled for a couple of laps, and I finally, beat him to that second spot. But it was definitely close at one point. I think the team would have been screaming in the garage because we went through turn 4 basically side by side, and there wasn't a lot of room.
And looking at that, it seems you swap positions within 2 corners. How hard is that, especially around here at Knockhill?
Yeah, it's definitely hard. Obviously, it's quite a hard place to pass anyway, and obviously, again, I was trying not to allow someone to come back and attack us both. So I tried not to attack for 2 laps consistent, just so we could get 2 clear laps, and then I attacked on the last lap and managed to get the pass done and just keep smooth to the last corner and take second place.
And looking ahead to the final race this afternoon, what do you think you can bring to that to maybe bridge the gap a little bit to the Yamahas that have won the previous 2 races?
I think, it's going to be another tough race, 30 laps. I think for me, if you just get a good getaway again, I think the guys behind are slowly catching us now, but I feel like my pace and maybe Jason have got good pace, and I think Rory suffers a little bit towards the end of the race, so we can maybe just stick in with Jason and try and fight at the end of that race too.
And taking his first ever race win at Knockhill in the Bennetts British Superbike Championship. Hard to believe, I know, and we talk about it a lot, we dwell on it a lot, that this has never been a good track for you, Jason. So you must feel elated to have won that race in such style as well. You came through, and there was a safety car which halted the rhythm of a lot of the riders when they were talking about it, but you seemed to come back and were really strong at the end with some really big moves at the hairpin.
Yeah, I can't believe it, to be honest. Last year I came here, I wanted to get a podium because it was the only track I'd never had a podium in any class. This year I've come back, I wanted to get a win, only track I never won at in the British Championship, so now we've ticked that box too. Yesterday afternoon I was really happy with the second, especially at this place. I thought that was a really solid result for us, but fair play to McCam's Yamaha, they improved. We tried something in warm-up, didn't quite work. But improved what we had yesterday, and we've seen that towards the end of the race today. I was really strong at the end, same as Donington. Took my time, didn't panic, reeled them back in, made some strong passes again, and managed to win. So yeah, absolutely over the moon.
And coming into those final laps, were you aware of how close the others were behind battling for the positions? How do you sort of prepare yourself for that final lap? Because especially around here, one small mistake can bridge the gap really quickly.
Yeah, towards the end I wanted to start moving forwards because I could see on the pit board there was no gap behind me, and I thought if I move forwards, I'm not going to be moving backwards. I probably went a little bit earlier than I wanted to. I was trying to wait a little bit longer, but when the opportunity presented itself, I took it, got to the front, put my head down. I knew if I could keep the laps clean, I'd probably be okay until the end, because as soon as I got to the front, the first lap I had clear, I think I had 0.3 on the board. So it was, although 30 laps around here is no longer in time, it's such an intense race. The track is so physical, it takes a lot out of you. But we've got one more 30 lapper and looking forward to it.